Guys, ESPN's Seth Wickersham just dropped another bombshell, and this time it's regarding Washington Commanders owner Dan Snyder, who's been in a lot of hot water as of late. So it's alleged that Snyder has told members of his inner circle that he has dirt on a number of NFL owners, coaches, executives, and even right down to his own employees in Washington. This is everything he's gathered over the course of 23 years as owner of the Washington Commanders, as one of his close associates told ESPN that he has enough information to blow up the entire league, to the point where he privately told his confidant, "They can't fuck with me." Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Dan Snyder's Washington franchise has been facing multiple investigations for misconduct, SA, and harassment, and from this, we already had one casualty in John Gruden, as his emails from 8 years ago were leaked that found a bunch of old texts that didn't survive in today's social climate. That being said, when you look at it from Dan's point of view, he feels threatened. There's been a ton of rumors circulating that Goodell and the owners want Snyder to sell his team, but seeing how he's conducted himself over the last few years, from refusing to accept a subpoena from the US House Oversight Committee to the SA and harassment on a team plane back in 2009, and to then sending private investigators to an accuser's home to offer them hush money, you could tell from these actions that Snyder is the type of guy who will fight tooth and nail all the way to the end. The ESPN article then alleges that Dan Snyder's associate told him that the NFL was a mafia and that all the owners hated each other, which in all honesty doesn't really shock me. Sure, they may act all chummy at league meetings and out in public, but these are all billionaires we're talking about who are ultra competitive. Heck, we just recently found out that Stephen Ross, owner of the Miami Dolphins, even offered then head coach Brian Flores $100,000 for each game the team lost in 2019, basically to tank the season and to move up in the draft. However, in Snyder's case, this actually goes much deeper, as the article says that Snyder had even instructed his law firms to hire private investigators to look into the owners around the league, including Goodell. And if you know anything about people, it's that we all have skeletons. Every single human has secrets that they're willing to take to the grave. Just think about your own life and the things that you don't dare to tell a single soul, including your spouse or members of your immediate family. And this is why many have speculated that all the owners around the league, including the commissioner himself, are protecting Dan at all costs. The league has more than enough on Snyder to take action, but nothing's really happened. Apart from a few headlines we see, Dan has been able to continue maintaining ownership of one of the more storied franchises in the NFL. The article also goes further, stating that one of the owners he has stuff on is Jerry Jones, the most influential owner in the league, and his clout in the NFL is right up there with Goodell. It's even reported that Dan has an entire file on Jerry, an owner who was once one of his strongest supporters. Roger Goodell has tried to put out this ongoing fire, as he's even threatened owners fines of millions of dollars if they leak any information to the media. Anyways, Dan Snyder to me seems like a guy who, if going down, is willing to take everyone down with him, which is just a scary proposition for everyone else. How accurate these files on the other owners are remains to be seen, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see what transpires from all this in the coming months.